In a world where self-awareness and intelligence often determine the course of our lives, it's easy to forget the complexities of those around us, especially when it comes to individuals who seem consumed by their own image, like narcissists. But what happens when these people, who are so accustomed to seeing themselves as superior, come across someone who challenges their sense of importance? More specifically, what do narcissists do when they realize you're smarter than they initially thought? This is a topic that not only uncovers the fascinating psychology behind narcissistic behavior, but also helps shed light on the ways these individuals adapt when faced with someone they perceive as more intelligent. In this article, we'll explore the multifaceted reactions narcissists might have when they encounter someone who's intellectually more capable or insightful than they initially assumed. By understanding these responses, we gain more insight into the hidden layers of narcissistic behavior and how we can protect ourselves from the toxic influence they may have in our lives. So, keep reading to learn more about the psychological mechanisms that drive narcissistic reactions and how you can use this knowledge to your advantage. The narcissistic mindset. At the heart of narcissism lies an inflated sense of self-worth. Narcissists believe they are exceptional, unique, and often more deserving of success, admiration, and attention than others. This can manifest in various forms: a constant need for validation, an exaggerated sense of their own abilities, and a fundamental belief that they are above others. This mindset can be fragile, though, and when it's challenged, the narcissist may react in ways that seem dramatic or irrational. When a narcissist first encounters someone they perceive as less intelligent, their behavior might seem confident and even dismissive of the other person. They may brush off what others say, assuming that they know better or that they are more capable. However, when the narcissist realizes that someone else is smarter than they initially thought, their reaction can shift significantly. Narcissistic injury. The first response that a narcissist might experience when they realize you're smarter than they thought is something psychologists refer to as a narcissistic injury. This is when the narcissist's self-esteem takes a hit, and they feel threatened by your intellect. A narcissistic injury occurs when their sense of superiority is undermined, which can cause them to react defensively or even aggressively. Their self-image is threatened, and they may feel like they're no longer in control. For the narcissist, this realization can trigger a variety of responses. Some may become passive-aggressive, subtly undermining you in an attempt to restore their own sense of superiority. Others might become openly hostile, trying to prove that they are still in charge, even if they have to manipulate the situation to their advantage. The key here is that narcissists have a fragile ego, and any challenge to their perception of being the best can provoke a strong, sometimes irrational reaction, diminishing your value. Once a narcissist realizes that you're smarter than they initially thought, they may begin to diminish your value in various ways. This can manifest as belittling your ideas, criticizing your intellect, or making subtle remarks that undermine your confidence. For example, a narcissist may try to make you feel as though your thoughts are unimportant, or they may question your expertise in order to maintain the power dynamic they have over you. This behavior is a coping mechanism they use to regain control. In extreme cases, narcissists might go so far as to gaslight you, making you doubt your own perceptions or reality. By dismissing or undermining your intelligence, they aim to reassert their own dominance and restore their belief that they are the most important person in the room. The narcissist's primary goal is to maintain their sense of superiority, and this may come at the expense of your self-esteem. Manipulating the situation. One of the most common tactics narcissists use when they realize you're smarter than they thought is manipulation. Narcissists are skilled at controlling and influencing others to maintain their dominance, so when they encounter someone with greater intelligence, they often attempt to manipulate the situation to their advantage. They may attempt to turn the tables by using their charm or charisma to sway opinions, redirecting the focus back to themselves. For instance, they might deflect conversations to highlight their own achievements, trying to one-up you in any way they can. They may also take credit for your ideas or accomplishments, reinterpreting the situation to make it seem like they were the ones responsible. By manipulating the narrative, they can maintain a sense of control and keep the power dynamic in their favor. Creating competition. Narcissists thrive on competition, especially when it comes to comparing themselves to others. When they realize you are smarter than they thought, they might escalate the competition, seeking to outdo you at every turn. This competition is often more about proving their superiority than about achieving personal success. They may push themselves to work harder or display their intelligence in a way that feels forced or performative. In some cases, narcissists might go as far as setting traps to undermine your success. They may try to compete with you in a way that's less about mutual growth and more about proving they are the better person. This can be mentally exhausting, as the narcissist constantly tries to outshine you, even if it means sabotaging your efforts along the way. Engaging in gaslighting. Gaslighting is another form of manipulation that narcissists may resort to when they realize you're smarter than they initially thought. Gaslighting is a psychological tactic where the narcissist tries to make you doubt your own reality. In this context, they might try to convince you that you're not as intelligent as you believe or that your ideas are flawed. This tactic is meant to destabilize your confidence and make you question your own thoughts and actions. Narcissists use gaslighting to maintain control in relationships. By making you feel uncertain, they believe they can regain their position of authority and superiority. This is particularly dangerous because, over time, you may begin to internalize their manipulative behavior, leading to a loss of confidence in your own intellect. Withdrawing or ignoring you. Sometimes, when a narcissist realizes you're smarter than they thought, they may take a different route, withdrawing or ignoring you. This can happen if they feel that they cannot maintain their superior status around you. They may avoid engaging in intellectual discussions or shy away from situations where they might be forced to confront their perceived inadequacies. This withdrawal is a defense mechanism. Rather than face the discomfort of being around someone smarter, the narcissist might opt to distance themselves from you altogether. It's their way of coping with the threat to their ego. Narcissists often prefer to be in environments where they are the center of attention and in control, so being around someone who challenges their intellect might cause them to retreat to a more comfortable, less threatening situation. Passive aggression. Another way a narcissist may react when they realize you're smarter than they thought is through passive aggression. Instead of directly confronting you, they might express their dissatisfaction in subtle, indirect ways. This could be through sarcastic remarks, backhanded compliments, or intentionally leaving you out of important conversations. Passive aggression is often used by narcissists when they feel like they can't openly challenge you. They may feel threatened by your intelligence, but are unwilling to directly acknowledge it. Instead, they seek to undermine your confidence in ways that are less obvious, often making it difficult for you to recognize their true intentions. Conclusion: understanding narcissist reactions. When a narcissist realizes you're smarter than they thought, their behavior can vary significantly, ranging from diminishing your value to using manipulation or withdrawing altogether. Understanding these reactions is key to navigating relationships with narcissistic individuals. Recognizing the signs of narcissistic injury, gaslighting, passive aggression, and manipulation can help you protect yourself from their toxic influence. The key takeaway is this: narcissists have fragile egos that cannot easily handle threats to their sense of superiority. When they are confronted with someone who challenges their self-image, their response is often defensive, manipulative, and emotionally charged. By being aware of these behaviors, you can better prepare yourself to protect your own emotional well-being and maintain your sense of self-worth, regardless of their attempts to undermine you. Ultimately, while you can't control a narcissist's actions, you can control how you respond to them. Armed with this knowledge, you can navigate these challenging dynamics with confidence and self-assurance.